Welcome to the 2021 induction ceremony. We welcome students to the Phi Theta Kappa family here at GRCC across the country. PTK is founded on 4 pillars: scholarship, leadership, service, and fellowship. Through our chapter at Grand Rapids Community College, we afford opportunities for our members to actively engage in each pillar and increase their skills and knowledge in each area. Students must meet and maintain high academic standards to be accepted into Phi Theta Kappa, and we are pleased that we have so many outstanding students at GRCC that are being inducted this evening.
Hi, my name is Lene Selberg, and along with my co-advisor Morgan Brown, we would like to welcome you tonight. This is our 2nd annual virtual induction ceremony, and while not ideal, we want to take this opportunity to celebrate these amazing students as they join our PTK family. Phi Theta Kappa is a national honor society for community colleges and offers students scholarship, fellowship, leadership, and service opportunities. Through the night, you will hear from some of our amazing students about all that Phi Theta Kappa has to offer you, as well as how you can get involved here at GRCC. Let me start off by introducing our amazing student leaders here at GRCC, our chapter officers from the 2020-2021 academic year. Ethan McNeely, Aya Galim, and Alyssa Reynolds. And without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Aya.
Good evening. I have the pleasure of introducing our keynote speaker for tonight. Dr. Brian Kennedal is the Provost of Executive Vice President of Academic and Student Affairs, serving GRCC Chief Academic Officer with major responsibility of planning of guide all the aspects of teaching and learning and support student success. Dr. Kennedal came to GRCC in September 2019. Dr. Kennedal has worked in higher education over 20 years, serving in several administrative positions at 3 different colleges before his transition into administration. He was full-time faculty member in 7 years in the theater department, Santa Mary University in Wayona. During his work in higher education, Kennedal has focused on excellence in teaching, learning, including faculty development and first-year student programming, international education, student servant support, development, education redesign, learning communities, and honor programs. We're so excited to have Dr. Kennedal and appreciate his willingness to spend time with us today. Thank you.
Well, thank you. That was a wonderful introduction, and I want to say good evening to everybody, and thank you for inviting me to be here with you tonight. Now, this is twice in the last 7 days I've had the pleasure of participating in a Phi Theta Kappa event. I had the honor of kicking off the 2nd night of the regional convention last week, and now I get to be here with you tonight. So I want to thank the student leaders, the advisors for their tireless work, their leadership, and their commitment to Phi Theta Kappa here at GRCC, our 5-star chapter of Phi Theta Kappa here at GRCC. As I was thinking about what I was going to say tonight, what I wanted to say, I had some trouble coming up with some ideas. I mean, here I am speaking to GRCC's best and brightest students. What do I say? How do I motivate them, inspire them, make them laugh? Well, since this is Phi Theta Kappa, and I know I'm not funny, I knew I needed to talk about leadership. Phi Theta Kappa has a focus on providing students with leadership opportunities, and so it seemed a perfect fit. But, and it may surprise you to discover that I find it challenging to talk about leadership. I believe it's a worthy topic and so appropriate for an event such as this. But as someone in a leadership position, I find leadership a little bit intimidating to talk about. But the intimidation factor did not prevent me from wanting to talk about leadership. Leadership's important to address because I hope many of you in the audience this evening aspire to be leaders. So in preparation for the evening, I took some time to reflect on leadership, how I understand leadership, and why I think I have so much difficulty talking about it. So let me take some time this evening to share with you what I came up with to talk about with leadership and what I learned about myself along the way. The first conclusion I reached about the topic is that everyone's journey to leadership is unique. There's not a single path you follow to become a leader and find a leadership position. Now, some of you have probably heard the Shakespearean quote, "Some are born great, some achieve greatness, some have greatness thrust upon them." You can easily substitute leader and leadership for greater greatness. Some are born leaders, some achieve leadership, and some have leadership thrust upon them. The quote suggests that there are several ways, welcome, unwelcome, planned and unplanned, that people can find themselves as leaders or in positions of leadership. But even within those ways, whether you're born into it, achieve it, or have it thrust upon you, there's a multitude of variables that contribute to those cumulative moments that develop leaders and leadership skills. Now, whatever path you're currently on, whatever your personal or professional goals are, whatever you're studying, they all have the potential to make you a great leader. You just have to look for it. When I think about the experiences in my life that prepared me for past positions and the current position that I've been fortunate to have as a leader, I can pinpoint moments in my life that have led to my formation as a leader and some of the critical lessons that I've learned. Now, as you heard in my introduction, my roots academically and professionally are in the theater. Now, personally, at a very young age, I started a journey in the theater that led to serious involvement in high school, college, graduate school, and my first higher education job as a full-time theater professor. I was lucky as a student to pursue a discipline that I loved. And I thought I would study and be a part of the theater for the rest of my life. In fact, if you had told me a decade ago that my theater background would somehow lead me to an eventual career that would land me in a provost position at Grand Rapids Community College, I would have never, ever believed you. I never saw this path, I call it from props to provost, I never saw this path as part of my professional life. But upon reflection, it makes sense. There are so many skills I learned in the theater that led to my evolution as a leader. So here are some of the lessons in the theater that I wanted to share with you. First, you need a vision. I spent much of my time in the theater as a director, and one of the first things you need to do when you direct is develop a vision for your production. Now, what this means is, how do all of the elements of the production come together to tell a clear, consistent, and coherent story? Think about a play or even a movie that you've seen recently. The last movie I saw was Nomadland. It's very good, I recommend it. Maybe some of you have seen Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, which was first a play and is now a film. Or Hamilton. Hamilton's been very popular, so maybe some of you have seen Hamilton. But whatever it is, play or movie, visualize the production. Think about how it seems that all of the actors, the scenery, the music, all inhabit the same world. That's the result of a director's vision. And it's fair to say that a director is the leader of a production. That leader, that director, to be successful, needs a clear vision. Directors need to think about where they want to end up, what they want their productions to look like, the emotions they want to convey to an audience and evoke from an audience. Well, most importantly, that vision needs to be clearly communicated to your team so that they can share. A good director, a good leader, has a clear vision, communicates that vision, and gets everyone to buy into, to believe in that vision so that they can work together to achieve greatness. Now, this was a lesson I learned in the theater, but if you're opening a restaurant, leading a business project, planning an induction event, or even if you're a provost, leading a group of professionals to help students meet their academic and personal goals, you need to start out knowing what you want to accomplish. Establish a vision and clearly communicate that vision to everyone who can help you make it a reality. Second lesson I learned in the theater that prepared me for leadership is the importance of collaboration. A theater production takes a lot of people for it to be successful. Actors, designers, you deal with marketing and PR, there's budgets you have to work within. Theater truly is the collaborative art. And allow me to let you in on a little secret about collaboration and why it's so important. Good leaders, no matter who they are, no matter how smart they are, no matter how experienced they are, benefit from the insights, opinions, and expertise of others. Leaders need to be confident, but they need to be so confident and secure in themselves that they're willing to show humility. Be comfortable not always being the smartest, most capable, most creative person in the room. A good leader knows that collaboration is always better than going it alone. And good leaders also know that sharing ideas with others is how great things get done. I think there's a misconception that to be a great leader, you need to have all the control, all the ideas. I think if you ask proven leaders, they'll tell you the exact opposite. I encourage you in your journey towards leadership to explore the benefits of collaboration and to allow yourselves to be humble and truly benefit from collective work. So a third lesson. While I spent a lot of my time in the theater as a director, like most venturing into the theater, I started out acting. My first role was Farmer Joe in Oklahoma in 6th grade. I was I was in the play. When you're an actor, when you take on a role, one of the first things you're taught, and it's something you are taught over and over and over again when you're acting, find your purpose. What is it that your character wants? What's the goal? What's the character working towards? What is it that that character wants so badly that they will overcome all obstacles to achieve it? This is your motivation for doing something, finding your purpose. So whether you're Oedipus the king who wants to know his and his family's true identity, or Nora in A Doll's House who wants the freedom and individual identity, or if you're Farmer Joe who simply wants a partner at the upcoming barn dance, you need to find your purpose. What is it that's driving you? What's important? When you discover what's important, that's what keeps you moving. It keeps you motivated. So when you find yourself in leadership positions, ask yourself, what is my purpose? Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity to talk about leadership in our current context and what it means to be a leader during a pandemic. So this is my fourth lesson from the theater. The show must go on. This is a common phrase in show business, and obviously it refers to persistence, resilience, and moving forward in the face of adversity. This lesson learned from the theater took on profound significance for this year. Leaders everywhere were challenged with circumstances they simply could have never anticipated. But as leaders, you need to find creative and new ways to make sure the show goes on. Whether you're a member of the literal theater community who's trying to move productions to virtual formats, or schools focusing on creative strategies for continuing teaching and learning, or IT firms trying to meet unprecedented demands on their infrastructure. Leaders need to find ways to keep going. And it isn't always easy. So it's also important as a leader not to be too hard on yourself, especially during very trying circumstances. Finally, there's a practice in the theater known as the curtain call. Now, if you're in the theater, you know what a curtain call is. This takes place after the show is just finished and all the actors come out on stage and take a bow. It really is a celebration, an acknowledgement of a job well done. This is a critical lesson from the theater that leaders need to remember. Celebrate your accomplishments. Take the time to honor your team for the work that you have all successfully created together. Focus on your purpose, focus on results, but don't get so caught up that you don't take time to enjoy what you're doing. Celebrate, like we are tonight. So, for someone who didn't have a lot to say about leadership, that was probably a little bit longer than you wanted, but I hope as you continue your own journey, whatever discipline or path you're following, whatever you find, that you find lessons for leadership that contribute to your continuous growth as a leader. I want to thank you again for inviting me here tonight, and really thank you for helping me find some ways to feel comfortable and confident talking about leadership. My preparation for tonight and the reflection it involved provided me with more opportunities to learn about myself. As a leader, I connected it to my roots in the theater. And as a leader, I see myself constantly evolving, constantly learning. I encourage you to do the same. I want to say congratulations to all the leaders being honored tonight. I applaud you for a well-deserved curtain call. So thank you. And with that, I want to now turn the stage over to Morgan Brown.
Thank you, Dr. Cannell. It's so great to have your support and for you to join us tonight. We really appreciate it. Next up, we have a video from a couple of our officers. Bear with me, I need to reshare my screen.
Opportunity PTK officer. As a member of PTK, you are employed by a college and have PTK in your transcript. You have access, in addition, a scholarship available. Grand Valley, Aquinas, Western Michigan, Paris, and Auckland University and Michigan State and others. With PTK website, you can participate in PTK Edge. Edge includes 4 programs of employment, transfer, competitive, and research. For more information, you can find in PTK website. College project. Consider that the time we discussed to connect students was the most important concern we project. Our effort was connecting students with the resources that we have. And the first time I know we have a children's lab was in my math class. I didn't know we have it since this time. I was appreciate Colleen, she did come and tell us about this great opportunity. Right now, as a virtual class and a virtual world, we plan to record it. We take it by step as a Q&A lab, having GICC meeting with the leadership. We plan to do it in the beginning of the semester. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Ethan McNeely, and I wanted to talk about our Honors in Action project. So this is a research project, which is meant to meet the needs of the community. So this year, our theme was Inheritance and Legacy. So when we were doing this, we were thinking about what our main passions were. And those main passions were basically, how do we talk about like the smaller communities that are within our GRCC family? So we started thinking about which communities that we wanted to like highlight. So a few of them that we were thinking about like just shining a specific light on is, for example, like refugee and foreign students. And we also are thinking about our Black and Latino communities. And while those are kind of our starting points, we are eager to think about some of the other communities that are involved in GRCC and how we can try and highlight them. So if you have like any ideas, you can shoot them at us and we're eager to take anything. So one of the big things that we want you to know is just how you can get involved, because we need your help this year and we are looking for anyone who wants to take action. So if you're interested in our college project or our Honors in Action project, you can contact us or just send us information or even just ask us questions at the grcc phi theta kappa @gmail.com. And you also can help just by getting people aware of Phi Theta Kappa. Just let people know what we're doing. Just let people know what we're standing for. Let people know why you joined. Because, this year, spreading the word is going to be our greatest challenge. And we need as many people as we can just talking to other people. And even that is just going to make a huge difference this year. Thank you.
So I want to take a minute to talk about Phi Theta Kappa and what we're about. So first off, our mission. I like to take these 2 points and put them together. Our mission is really to recognize and encourage individual growth. As a Phi Theta Kappa, you get to work on so many different areas and we have so many opportunities to do that. It's all about helping to prepare you for what's coming next in your life, whether that's transferring or entering the workforce, or whatever it may be. And then we also want to recognize you for all the hard work that you have already put in. So we have a few different things that we do throughout the year. Ethan and I touched on the two major projects, which are the Honors in Action project and the College project. We also have many opportunities for fellowship, especially right now over Zoom. I know I personally crave talking to people, and having those opportunities is really, really important for me. We also have personal growth opportunities, which include, our EDGE programs, which I'll touch on more, as well as, just leadership positions and academically. We also have community service projects. So we oftentimes will color brown paper bags for a kid's food basket, which is super fun. And we've planted trees in the past, and we really try to work within our community to help make it a better place. And lastly, one of the other things that we do is conferences. So we have 3 major conferences throughout the year. 2 of them are regional and 1 is international. Lene will talk about Catalyst a little bit later. But those are great opportunities to network with people across the state as well as within our chapter. So our 2020 and 21 progress, we worked on a college project. It was creating and distributing informational videos about campus resources. Let me tell you, our officer team did absolutely amazing. We had so many different resources on campus that we were able to highlight, from the tutoring labs to the library to student life and the food pantry. They're really wonderful videos, and you can find those on YouTube. So if you need some more information, head that way. Our honor project was about connecting virtually within our community outside of the classroom. So we hosted Among Us, which was super fun and wonderful turnout for, and I hope that we can continue those again in the future. Additionally, we did attend conferences virtually, of course, this year. Back in 2020, we hosted the regional convention. And then in the fall was the leadership LOC conference virtually. And then we actually just hosted again the regional convention here in March, which was super fun. We did some service projects, which tied into the regional conference, which is sending cards to anyone who might need a little bit more connection. And then as a chapter, we earned our 5-star chapter status once again. I think I've lost count how many years in a row. We're so fantastic. I'm really proud of our chapter and what we're continuing to do. So the benefit of being a member, of course, I'm sure most of you know about our scholarships, but there's so many to apply for. The spring scholarship for Phi Theta Kappa is currently open. If you head to ptk.org, there is a scholarships tab. You just need to log into your account and you'll be able to apply for those. Additionally, we have recognition. You get the seal of Phi Theta Kappa on your diploma, and it's recognized on your transcripts. You have the opportunity to get special regalia to wear at commencement, and then also access to many different programming, specifically PTK Edge online, which explore the website. But so PTK Edge specifically, it's a few different online programs that you can work to build different skills. So Competitive Edge is really about building those soft skills, which leads into the other 3. Employment Edge is all about learning how to interview and what next steps when you're hired. Transfer Edge is definitely all about getting into that dream school and getting yourself prepared for it. And then Research Edge is really a good partner with the Honors in Action program. It also teaches you how to do thorough research and let it be really scholarly and all that good stuff. So definitely check those out. You can find them, once again, on the PTK website. There are you like being on the executive board as an officer. We are currently still holding our conferences virtually, but there are opportunities for those to come up. You can network online with people across the state, but also across the country. And then, of course, we do have service projects, and we are always looking for new ideas, especially in the virtual, to find new ways to do service. So if you're interested in staying connected and getting involved, here are 3 those QR codes for the PTK website, Raider Connect, where you can find our chapter information, and we post all of the links to our chapter meetings and all that good stuff. And then, of course, our Facebook page, which is really a main source of us giving information from the level and international level to you guys. And after you graduate, you can join Alumni Associations. We do have the Michigan Regional Alumni Association, our MRAA for the Michigan region. I currently hold the position of Vice President of Membership and Recruitment, so I'm doing my job here. So once you graduate, you are able to join either as a provisional member or a lifetime member. Membership is free, and then the lifetime membership is $50, but there are sales running. So if you want, let me know. I can help get you joined and all that good stuff, or you can find information on that on Facebook. So at this time, we are going to transition into the formal section of the night, and I'm going to pass off to Ethan.
Honored President, Provost, and fellow Phi Theta Kappa members, I am pleased to present to you these candidates for membership in our Honor Society. These students have fulfilled all requirements for membership and have been selected because they have chosen scholarship, leadership, and service and fellowship as their hallmarks. I recommend them for acceptance into the Alpha Upsilon Kappa chapter of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society.
Elijah Babinski, studying music and hopes to transfer to U of M. Kibruispa Batif, he's studying management and supervision. Willow Calderwood is going into elementary education at Cornerstone University. Allison Caswell is studying pre-communication, hoping to transfer to Grand Valley State University. Nicholas Sitlinski is pre-med, going to Grand Valley State University.
Amanda Chapman, going into Maine and Applied Technology concentration. Rachel Cloud, going into pre-anthropology. Nixon DeLeon Garcia, going into pre-dentistry.
And we have Casey Depew, who is studying interior design and architecture. Angie Duff is studying economics and going on to the University of Michigan. Boca Ford is looking to study psychology. Andrew Furtaw is looking to study physical therapy and going to Grand Valley State University. Jack Graham plans to study business at Grand Valley State University. Mark Hamilton is studying electronics technology engineering and plans to move on to Ferris State University. Clayton Haverdink is Pre-Allied Health Sciences. Jessica Hay is studying business and plans to focus in marketing. Steve Heiner is studying welding technology and looking to transfer to Ferris State University in manufacturing engineering. Zachary Henderson is studying music and hopes to transfer to Michigan State University. Lauren Hernandez is studying business administration. Ashley Eisenhoff is studying occupational therapy or music therapy, or thinking about possibly recreation therapy. She wants to help others, in particular children. Emily Essick is studying political science and looking to transfer to the University of Michigan. Sarah Keeney is studying anthropology and looking to go to the University of Michigan. Brian Langrick is studying computer information systems and looking at Arizona State University. Guang Kwok Lei is studying business administration and looking to transfer to Davenport University. Emily Lloyd is studying business and looking to go to Grand Valley State University. Kirsten Lone is studying pre-communications and looks to go to Grand Valley in communications and multimedia journalism. Melanie Lauderman is studying Addiction Studies Certificate. Billy Mangu is studying manufacturing and applied technology, tooling, and manufacturing. Elazar Mendoza is studying computer information systems and plans to go to Grand Valley State University or Davenport. Zachary Mullins is studying welding. Grace Murrah is studying secondary education with an emphasis on English and is looking to transfer to either the University of Michigan or Michigan State. Austin Noel is going into business. Caitlin Olthoff is pre-hospitality management, looking to transfer to Ferris State University. Morgan Packrell is studying pre-anthropology. Adrian Perez Lopez is pre-cybersecurity. Penny Prominski is studying the Addiction Studies Certificate. Gordon Quinona is studying juvenile services. Jeremiah Ritterboss is pre-exercise science and plans to transfer on to Grand Valley State University. Giovanni Rodriguez is studying business. Diana Saucedo Calderon is studying biology and plans to go to Grand Valley State University. Nicholas Scott is studying pre-communication. Nolan Smith is pre-economics and plans to go to Wayne State University. Jeremy Stranahan is studying tooling and manufacturing. Lori Strauss is studying early childhood and plans to go on to Ferris State University. Holly Swan is studying supply chain management and plans to move on to Western Michigan University. Laura Terpsma is studying health and exercise science. Lachelle Thomas is studying business. Laya Volberg is studying graphics and web design and hopes to go on to Cornerstone University. Shannon Van Faro is studying business management and she plans to go on to Palm Beach Atlantic University. Kylie Wezalewski is studying art, architecture, and mechanical design. Brianna Weatherby is studying humanities, English, and languages. And I will now turn it over to Alyssa.
You are now about to be inducted into the Scholarly Fellowship, which embraces community colleges, not only for your own state, but for the nations of the world. This fellowship is Phi Theta Kappa, and your chapter is Alpha Upsilon Kappa. After induction, you will find among the members an atmosphere of scholarship to which you must give yourself in order that the organization may be meaningful to you. One quote is, "One of the most reliable indicators and predictors of true leadership is an individual's ability to find meaning in negative events and to learn from even the most trying circumstances." This quote has even more meaning given the year we have all just come through. Each day, as we get up and face the day, we make choices, and PTK students choose to learn and grow from each opportunity and experiences they face. Let us take a few moments to explain the symbolism behind PTK and how it guides us.
Here we have a torch, symbolic of knowledge, which is the servant of wisdom, which dwells with prudence and leads in the way of righteousness in the midst of the paths of judgment.
Here is the white rose signifying purity and beauty of life, with its white bud signifying intellectual association.
This is the emblem of Phi Theta Kappa. It consists of gold slab keyed off the top and bottom. The golden felt like structure of our golden arms refers to golden opportunities that upload of our hands society fold evidence their culture and perform good works. Since God is the most noble malice, it shall have further significance of our society, of shall have represent of nobility and attend those who achieve intellectual leadership. Across the slab, you'll be observed that a black band is raised in three ideals, which is band us together and culture, self-control, which is necessary foundation of our true wisdom, wisdom and pretty.
Shining through the black enamel background are the three Greek letters, which are the initials of the Greek words meaning wisdom, aspiration, and purity. Behind the band is a wreath, on the one side composed of oak leaves and on the other laurel. The oak leaves stand for stability and strength of character, as symbolized by the sturdy oak. The graceful curling leaves of the laurel signify achievement and success, all attributes for membership in our society.
Above the band is a representation of the head of Athena, a symbol of learning. In the base appears the Greek letters meaning light, the light of knowledge and learning, the common ideal for members of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. This band stands as a symbol for the high idealism of our organization and memberships in our select group. As you study the constitution of this organization, the purpose of which it is to foster a spirit of devotion to study and to scholarly ideals amongst its members, and whose principles are embodied in the Greek letters, which stand for wisdom, aspiration, and purity.
Now that the standard of ideals of this organization have been fully relieved to you, you come to complete the pledge, which is admitted to you, and to complete the fellowship. Please repeat after me. I do solemnly promise in the day of the uphold the standards of Phi Theta Kappa and keep this object of aid in mind. And I do solemnly pledge allegiance of my fellow members and promise aid them worth advanced. Thank you.
At this point, it is my pleasure to welcome you into the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society family. We are a lively fellowship of scholars, and we want to welcome you to all that it affords. I salute you on your accomplishments. I charge you to explore always for truth and to dedicate yourselves to the cultivation of a well-reasoned life in a prelude to service and honor. Phi Theta Kappa is a lifetime membership. It can provide you as much as you want to be involved. As you've heard tonight, we have a local chapter which is active with the organization. You have probably received emails about the elections going on this week. We are in the process of electing our officers for the 2021-2022 academic year, our student leaders. They will help guide us to hopefully the 9th straight year of earning our 5-star chapter status and help us develop and implement all the activities that are required in order to earn this status. We are just one chapter, part of the Michigan region that is part of the international organization. You should be receiving an email this week inviting you to be a part of our national convention virtually called Catalyst. This is a week-long opportunity with some educational sessions, which are on demand, a transfer fair. We have some prominent, well-known speakers that will be speaking at different points during the week. We will be electing our national officers, our national student leaders, and celebrating our accomplishment through the awards ceremony. We hope that you will be able to join us for part of this April 5th through 10th. So please watch your emails. As you've heard, you can stay connected with what's happening at GRCC through Raider Connect and Facebook. Please take an opportunity to join so that you know what's happening and can get involved if you would like. We encourage you to join the PTK family and be involved in our chapter here at GRCC, as well as our regional events and activities. We want to thank all of you for coming tonight, and welcome to the Phi Theta Kappa family. There was a quote I saw earlier today that I thought was very relevant. No matter your current circumstances, if you imagine something better for yourself, you can create it. So go forth and change the world, leaving your legacy to tell your story. Thank you and congratulations from all of us.